my amendment authorizes an Office for Global Women's Issues led by an ambassador at large, designed to coordinate and advise on activities, policies, programs, and funding related to women's empowerment internationally. The office would promote activities designed to expand educational opportunities and job training for women, push equal pay for equal work for women, push microfinancing and micro-enterprise programs for women, push property and inheritance rights for women, improve maternal health and expand pregnancy care centers, combat forced abortions, forced sterilization, sex and labor trafficking, and other forms of violence against women, seek an end to genital mutilation, stop child marriage, and promote changes in male attitudes and behavior that are detrimental to women. Consistent with a core human rights norm that all human life is precious and sacred and worthy of protection regardless of age, sex, race, color, creed, disability, wantedness, or condition of dependency, my amendment seeks to protect unborn children and their mothers from the violence of abortion. Dr. Alveda King, niece of the late Dr. Martin Luther King, has had 2 abortions, but now boldly and compassionately speaks out for both victims, mother and baby. She is part of a group of courageous post-abortive women called the Silent No More campaign and works tirelessly to help women deal with the emotional pain, find peace, and a sense of reconciliation following an abortion. In discussing her late uncle, Dr. Martin Luther King's remarkable dream of inclusion and justice, Alveda King recently said in a speech, "How can the dream of my uncle survive if we murder the children?" The niece of the late Dr. Martin Luther King says, "Protection of the unborn is the civil rights issue of our time." Her words ought not to be dismissed lightly. Mr. Chairman, it is absolutely imperative that women never be regarded or reduced to the status of objects or second-class citizens. The same is true, I would respectfully submit, to my colleagues of unborn children. They are human. They are alive. They are not objects or throwaways, and today, like never before, they are in need of friends. Abortion is child abuse. Abortion methods dismember, chemically poison, starve to death, suction to death, or puncture to death with ultra-sharp surgical knives the fragile body of young girls and boys. Human rights, especially the right to life, must be for all, including and especially the weakest and the most vulnerable. Sex selection abortion kills millions of baby girls around the world, singled out for destruction simply because they are girls. Like genocide, gendercide is based on extreme prejudice enabled by indifference. As part of a humane and consistent agenda for women, the Office of Global Women's Issues ought to be the first in line in affirming the inherent value and dignity of mothers and their babies, both before as well as after birth. Like newborns, unborn babies are a class of human beings that need care, nurturing, love, and as the littlest patients of all, medical interventions designed to mitigate disability or disease. The preamble of the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child states, and I quote, "The child, by reason of his or her physical and mental immaturity, needs special safeguards and care, including appropriate legal protection before as well as after birth." Abortion is the antithesis of protection. It is the abandonment of both mother and child. It is violence. If abortion is promoted by the Office for Global Women's Issues, it will profoundly undermine both the message and the mission of what would otherwise be a truly noble initiative. My amendment seeks to ensure that that won't be the case. I yield back the balance of my time.
Mr. Chairman.
The gentlelady, for what purpose does the gentlelady from California seek recognition?
I would like to respond to Mr. Smith.
And by striking all